So one day, I decided to take a trip to the country for a trek to get away from the city and from city life. With very little convincing, I got my roommate, Trevor, to come with me. Once we arrived at our destination, we decided to split up. I would go one way, he would go another way, and at the end of the day, we'd meet up and tell each other about our respective adventures. I decided to challenge myself and take a trip up the mountain. As I ascended the mountain, I started to feel like I was in a poem or something. I came across these two diverging paths in a yellow forest. I decided to take one of them, and it made a big difference. I came upon a strange fungus clinging to a tree. It roused a childish desire in me to poke and prod at it with a stick, and I felt like I had never been so amused by something so simple. As I was walking, I came upon a patch of wild berries. Glistening in the sun, I couldn't resist the berries, and then I realized that this was the first time I'd eaten anything right off a plant, and certainly off a plant in the wild. I came to a clearing and I saw the most beautiful deer. I realized that this was the first wild animal I'd ever seen in its natural habitat, if you exclude pigeons and rats. As the day wore on, it seemed that each natural spectacle was more amazing than the last. I've never felt so in touch with nature. During my travels, I encountered many things which I am unaccustomed to, being from the city and all. A vast open landscape, fresh air, deafening silence. When I reached the top, the very zenith of the mountain, I was met with the most spectacular view. I saw the landscape stretching on for miles, and off in the distance I could see the city. Looking at that dreary city, after having had such an inspiring day in the woods, made me wonder if civilization was really a form of progress. Hey man, how was your day? That was awesome. Well, let me tell you about it. So I told him how I spent the entire day deriving great satisfaction and joy from the simple pleasures of the natural world, how I ate berries off the vine, how I had encounters with wild animals, and how everything really made me reevaluate my dreary city life. I told him how this trip had really changed me as a person. I know this might sound difficult to believe, but this trip has really changed me as a person. So how was your day?
Well, I headed that way until I came to some railroad tracks, and I saw this beautiful woman, and she was tied to the tracks, and so I ran up and I untied her, and she, we just ended up just doing it all day, man. We did everything.
So, did she give you a blowjob?
No, I couldn't find her head.